Okay, so we discussed this roadmap for a backend software engineering preparation for SJ2 and 3. Basically, like we prepared an outline for 6 months plan, like 4 months you need to prepare a lot, keep on repeating, and then 1 month you can start giving interviews, and then maybe after a month when you are actually done with the interviews, maybe you will get some more feedback on yourself and some gray areas that you need to work on, and then you can proceed with that. So the thing is, in this plan, from this video, what we gonna do, we can break it down, like every particular topic I can talk about, and we can discuss more about that. So first one is like what we have discussed in the last lecture. Firstly, like if you haven't seen the last session, you just see that first, and then jump in here. So first one is DSA. Like DSA, I told like it will take around 4 to 5 months in the preparation. So what you can do here, basically, just a second. Yeah. So what you can do in DSA, you can start with basic. I mean, you start with any of the basic topic for DSA. Let's suppose you started, the whole timeline is like 4 to 5 months here. So what you can do, you started maybe with array or string. So suppose you started with array or string, you can take like 2 or 3 questions a day. That's all. 2-3 questions a day for next maybe a week or so, or maybe 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks array or string gonna take. So initially for maybe week 1 to 2, you can just take like 2 questions a day of array string. And then you keep on practicing. Maybe it's too very basic for you, you're already done, but you should do that. I mean, keep practicing on, because like those concepts can be applied to another topics as well. So this topic we can't leave, we need to do that. So like 2 questions a day for like 1 to 2 weeks that you can continue on array strings. After that, you have some choices, like you need to jump on some complex topics, but still in a limited way. So what you can do, you can actually pick up stack, maybe keep preparing stack for another like week, probably 2 to 4, and again like 2 to 3 questions a day. So basically you can take the stack example, like once you've done like enough 20-30 question of a stack, by seeing this question you will be able to know like this is a stack question. There are some patterns that you need to actually recognize by yourself. So once you have done enough of practice, you will be able to recognize, yeah, this is a stack question. Same goes with like queue. So once you have done like enough topic of a queue and enough questions of a queue, then maybe it's just a piece of cake for you to recognize the pattern, like what is actually the queue is. So basically array, stack and queue, you should keep working for a month. Practice like 20 questions, 30 questions, and so on, whatever your capacity. Maybe on weekend you can take like 4-5 questions, on a weekday you can take just 2 questions a day, but the consistency matters here. Like 2 questions a day, you need to do that. After that, you need to jump to a little bit more topics like linked list, which are common. So if you linked list, if you just do 20 questions, that's a pattern. I mean, everything is based on those 20 questions. You just fetch the top 20 questions of LinkedIn, you take another 2 week and do practice this. So it's all, I mean, there is no much concept in a linked list, but there is a specific pattern, linked list questions defined, that you can do. Another topic now that is more people gonna ask is actually tree. So you can start. This is a little bit on a complexer side that we are moving right now. So array string you can actually categorize in easy. Here you can actually categorize in medium kind of stuff. The stack linked list tree obviously is also a medium, but you can maybe it's little bit more complex than the previous one. So you keep on practicing trees question. There are so many patterns based on a tree. So tree like BSF tree, BSF traversal, in order traversal, P order traversal. My different videos are there, like last year videos based on the tree. So tree you keep on practicing for next 3 to 4 months. This 3 to 4 weeks. This is gonna take time. So that is actually your week, maybe 6 to 10, some kind of stuff there. So trees you need to prepare well. Trees also have basic time and space complexity. So I'm assuming like you have covered basic time and space complexity. If not, then you need to start with time and space complexity before all of these things. So there are chapters in your normal books like Cracking the Coding Interview. There also you can take this chapter, or there are so many books and online tutorials where you actually learn more about time and space complexity, but you keep preparing that first. After tree, it's like the more similar topic to tree is your heap. So there are so many heap is also a part of a tree, but there are so many questions specifically for a tree heap. It is a max heap or a min heap based on that, so that you need to complete it gonna another take like 10 to some 4 weeks. So this is your 6th topic that you need to cover. Till now, I think till now we had talked about the medium sizes, till now the medium range of questions, but after that there is some complexity involved when we jump to the next thing, that is recursion. So once you go to the 7th topic, that is actually a recursion. Recursion you need to give enough amount of time, like there are patterns to recognize to learn what about recursion, like how to even recognize there's a problem of recursion, how to write a base condition, how to write a recurrence relation, and then how to convert that pseudo code to a normal working code, how to get a space and time complexity of particular code. There are a number of things. Those also are covered in my previous session. So you can find the recursion playlist and try to learn about it, because there is something important topic which is a dynamic programming based on recursion. So dynamic programming is nothing but memorization of the recursion. That also I have a separate video. I will maybe probably put a link here. But recursion is something that you need to practice a lot, and that gonna take 1 to 2 months. This is a particular topic that you need to focus much, and it will take time to build basics. But once you give like enough time to this topic and build your basics, it's gonna for your lifetime. There's no other point in life that you need to turn back and then again study recursion. So this is a major topic, and then we move to a little bit harder side, which is actually dynamic programming. There will be question based on dynamic programming, but once you are done with recursion, it's just a piece of cake, believe me. Like, see my last lecture. It's just like how you memorize those collisions that is happening in your recursive tree. Like once you are done with recursion, you prepare a recursive tree, you will see collisions happening, and you can save memory. You can yourself see. Just you can put a array or any kind of memory and just save those results of those repeating operations, and whenever is the next repeating operation, instead of doing that operation, you pick from the memory. That's the dynamic programming, nothing else, no rocket science. So this is your next topic. This needs practice a lot to recognize patterns, to recognize like how to do memorization, top down or bottom up. That's why it needs some practice. So again, dynamic programming and recursion are the topic you need to practice a lot. So these are your major part. Another part that comes is a backtracking, which is little bit harder because like once you create a tree or something, how to backtrack to get a result. So I won't suggest you invest much on it because like there won't be so many problems on backtracking, but you can discuss or maybe you can practice 10 to 20 problems on that. This is gonna take around like 2 weeks. So once you're done with recursion, like if you do backtracking, it's like an add-on. Just like we done like 20 questions of linked list, we can do 20 questions of backtracking. So till now, I think your array, stack, queue, linked list, tree, heap, recursion, dynamic programming, backtracking, most of the questions, 80 to 90% of the questions of any top product based companies will fall under this bucket. 80 to 90%. If you practice enough till now, like if you take stack, maybe if you start from here, you have done like 20 to 20 questions, let's suppose 40 questions you've done here. 20 questions you have done for stack. Similarly, 20 for queue. Uh, 20 for linked list. Trees again like 20, heap, maybe 20, and then recursion we need to practice more, so maybe you pick up 30 here. Dynamic programming again like 20 are enough, or maybe 30 because this is a topic, and maybe backtracking 20 question. If you see like till now what we have covered, like approx 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 topics, like 10 into 20, it's approx 200 plus questions we have covered till now, which is enough. No rocket science. You don't need to do like 600 lead code questions or 500 lead code questions or maybe 1000. If you selectively pick those topics and selectively target on those areas that are actually asked in an interview, let's say dynamic programming, inside even dynamic programming there are some patterns people gonna ask. Inside linked list there are some patterns people gonna ask. Inside stack there are some questions people gonna ask, some patterns people gonna ask. If you keep revising those and point out those pain points, your 200 questions are enough to crack any of the product based company or a big startup or anything. Another, like there are few more data structures like tries and all those things are there, few more like B plus trees, but these are very similar, very less topic to be asked. No one gonna ask much about it. You can probably prepare like 5-10 questions, not much than that, about the remaining 10% of the data structure. So till now what I told here, it's like it's 90% till here. The remaining 10% is like this red black trees, maybe AVL trees. Hardly people gonna ask this, but you need to prepare because like if you wanna cover everything, you need to focus on this as well. So this 10% of the topic just give maybe 2-3 weeks, and the remaining of the topics give around like your 3 to 4 months. So this whole preparation part is around 4 months, roughly around 4 months, with 200 plus questions in your bucket. So that should be enough. Yeah, that's all. You can ping me if you want resources and all. I'm not sharing resources here. You can maybe connect a one-on-one session with me. I will put a link, or maybe you can just ping me. I can help you with the resources. Next thing, after that we're gonna talk about the second point in our original roadmap. What is system design, like high level system design, that we can talk about. Thanks, bye.